When I first see you, I know that this lady has a lot of stories. You had a calling. The kind of life that you gave up, I can call your life in few words, monk who sold his Ferrari. I was always curious, what is that signal? What is that symptom which says that no, I can't have it anymore? Hello and welcome to my podcast, Happy, Not Just Rich. Our guest tonight is a self mastery coach from Los Angeles, California. She works with leaders and works on self discovery and refinement. In simple words, she helps people in understanding their inner selves and aligning their energy to maximize the impact in every area of their life. Today, we'll try to understand how she blends business coaching with spiritual practice, and also we'll learn how to reconnect with our true essence. So please welcome Minerva. Hello, Minerva. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Kamal. Thank you so much. Honored to be here and to share with you and your listener, and really be in this beautiful energy that you create in this space.
Thank you. I just started 2 months back, and I hope I can get energy to continue like that. And I meet interesting people like you and increase my horizon.
Absolutely. Always better.
Because, okay, I have been through your Facebook page, your website, and whatever information I could gather about you. But I must say that it's a lot to gather into, because you have been through phases of
Yeah.
life. Like, so I would let you explain that how you entered into this campaign that you're doing right now, and your previous journey and how you moved to US. So can you please walk us through that journey?
Yes, I will try to make it very short and put like 30 years of life in few words. So I started as talent manager for dancers, and I was helping them in organizing tours for them, for artists, and that my career started very early, right after high school at 19. I graduated in high school in Italy, and then I started to travel with these crew of dancers, with these top dancers, and I've been pretty much all around the world, more than 40 countries, and that was all my 20s, being a tour manager and supporting them, in the background, helping them to build their presence, to just show up at the best way as possible. And so this counseling work, this management work, then with time led me into go deep and really understand humans and how they work, how they act, especially in those environments when there is a lot of abundance, there is a lot of richness, a lot of material, well-being. But I was noticing that there is not always an equilibrium, harmony, and there is always an equal relationship with joy, with happiness, with fulfillment. And so that was really creating this question inside myself for how can their life and my life also being with them be so in the outside, so quote unquote perfect, but from the inside feeling so hollow, feeling empty, sometimes feeling extremely lonely, and this is associated for our true self as a spiritual being, as inside, as a. And so with all the questioning that came from me, I started to study psychology, neuroscience, human behavior, evolution, and then it led me into spirituality and really see, okay, what we are here to do if not that? Because society tells us you're here to be famous, you're here to get, the checks and be with certain people, be in certain circle, being in the camera. That actually, when you go back home, it doesn't really, make you feel like you're supposed to feel. And so with time, I start to see that there are different reasons for that happening, but most likely it's because we are here, all of us, to receive and impact as much people as possible, as you're doing right now with this podcast, but also to be in alignment with what actually our true essence wants to share and wants to give. And so that is very personal and is very related to quote unquote destiny and what our journey is about. And is also something that is most likely driven by joy, what brings us joy. And most of the time, this doesn't have to be the thing that makes us the most money, especially at the beginning. And so, do we have the courage to follow that anyways? Do we think we are worthy of that too? And how can we balance that? That has been my life mission and the way I want to help people and support them and put the two and two together.
Great. And in your journey, when you were finding your inner self by yourself, I think you went to Africa, you went to Bali, you went to Nepal. Can you just walk us through? I mean, what was your how was that phase of your own learning?
Yes. So for my personal initiation, I studied mostly in the US, but I had to retreat in the mountains and be with the shamans, with the indigenous people, with the people that were carrying the lineage of the indigenous people and the teachings, and really block out everything else. And for almost 3 years, I decided to disconnect from society for the most part for what is possible nowadays, and really going in and see, okay, what these people knew about life and how can they be happy, in the nowhere, or not having access to certain things and living a more slower, simple life. And that led me to really understand that the essence of life is really inside the small things, is in like how you do everything in your daily life, and really how you relate to things, your relationship with anything, with yourself, but also with the fire, with the elements, with the plants, with how you respect yourself and others. And that really shift my perspective and really make me see what was here instead of always chasing what was there. And really understanding that also the happiness and the fulfillment come from as close as possible to you and in the smallest thing that you can do every day, and they start everything from also how you think, how you move in your life, that create a ripple effect on everything you do on a larger scale.
But it must have been very, very big decision because first of all, that life that you were living was glamorous,
Yeah,
and that's exactly what young people look
yeah,
for. It had travel, it had lights, camera, action, it had recognition, it had money.
yeah,
So leaving all that and coming to a simplicity, finding
yeah,
happiness in simplicity and
yeah,
equilibrium, it must be your inner calling would have been very strong and very clear. Like what happens for most of the people, they start the job. Their first mission is to stick around so
yeah.
that they don't get kicked out. They perform, they start getting better, they start growing in the corporate ladder, and soon that becomes their life. It happens with most of the corporate employees working in 9 to 6 jobs, including me. But after a certain time they start thinking that, okay, thank god I have this job, I love my job, I try to do my best, but other than that, what's my identity, right? So I am thinking that most of the my friend circle and the guest, my podcast listeners, they will be from the corporate world also, right? So what advice you will give them? I mean, somebody, okay, you are courageous enough that you took a big shift, leaving that
360.
life. 360. Actually, it should be 180. 360 as an engineer. I
It's
mean, I'm
true.
an engineer. It's coming
It's
back.
coming back. It is, but it's different. You come back there, but it's different. It's true though. It's at 180. Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
180. Yeah, so
Okay.
true.
Yeah, because 180 is exactly that way. 360 is coming back. Okay. So my advice is for those people, let's say there is a guy who is 35 to 40-year old. He has got family to feed. He has got bills to pay. He has got mortgage to pay. So, and he's doing decently good in his job and
Yeah,
he would like to continue. How can we give this person, this hypothetical person, some more pleasure, some more happiness, some more reason for living, so that
yeah,
tomorrow morning when he wakes up from his bed, he wakes up with much bigger calling, not
yeah.
just I'm going to office, I will answer some emails, I'll make some presentation, I'll send, not he goes to office with pleasure.
Of course, it depends, in each case, but I would say in general, also what I notice with my clients, most likely the people that come from these corporate jobs and they are very high achievers and they reach very high levels in their company or as entrepreneurs, what they notice is that again, this fulfillment that is missing. And it can be different things that can happen here. So if you still think that what you're doing is still aligned for you, then how can you find happiness and joy in what you're doing? So how can you reframe and see the thing that you're doing as being of an impact, as being of help, of society, of your company, of the people around you? And literally that can be, doesn't have to be a manager or a director. You can be the janitor, and really realizing that you are cleaning bathroom that this big company is going to use to create whatever they're going to create, but you need to really find your why, a reason why you're doing what you're doing, and to see how in the world is bringing joy for everybody. And that can be a step. If you're not there, and if you feel you're in a place that is not completely aligned for you, then put clarity and see honestly what is bringing me joy in my life. And it can be painting, staying out, sitting in the grass. It can be literally things that you say, I can never make money with these things because I'm doing completely different things, And if you're not ready to pivot because maybe there is some confidence to build, or so if the person doesn't think that is in line with what they're doing, and then they're not ready to pivot, then they can start to look at what brings them joy, and it doesn't have to be related to what they're doing. It can be something that it might seem like they're not going to be able to make money out of it, or it's such a big jump for them to do right now. But how can I incorporate that in what I'm doing? How can I start to find a little bit of balance in that? Because I'm seeing, for example, even for you, like you are definitely successful at what you're doing, but you add this thing for yourself at the end of your day.
Right.
Even if maybe you are tired, or it's not necessary for you to do it, but it's bringing joy.
This thing energizes me actually.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's the reason why we should do it. And that comes from self-love, from can I put myself first? Because if I'm not happy, it's very hard that my family is going to be happy, because that unhappiness and unfulfillment is going to leak in my life.
Yeah, very good. So let's break it down to even more simpler, because I am from engineering background, and this coaching, healing, self-discovery, these things I am now trying to explore as I'm talking to more guests. I think my audience will also be, many people will be new to this field. Let's say, what would be one actionable advice you will give to somebody who can immediately start implementing from tomorrow onwards?
Clarity and honesty. So what do I actually like to do? Sometimes we forget. We don't know anymore. We are so busy in doing things for other people, for our boss, for our company, for our family, that we don't remember that we used to like to ride horses. And so, it's literally like remembering who we are. And then start from that. It is very hard for you to find fulfillment if you don't know who you are. So can we bring that to the front? Be honest, what I actually honestly like, even if it doesn't make any sense for anybody else.
Good. But I would still ask you some more questions for this
absolutely.
one.
Please.
Yeah, because what you are saying is like a goal. It's like destination, finding the clarity. To go to that, what should be the path? What should be the path? Because it's not easy for a person who is entangled in his daily 9 to 6 to so easily find the clarity. So how can he remove the clutter and see exactly what is...
So I would say that if I were in that position, then I will start to throw spaghetti at the wall and really like every day do something new that I don't do usually. It can be something new, something I used to do, but most of the evidence are shown in our childhood. If you look at your childhood, you see I was very good at organizing my birthday party. I was very good at putting people together. I was very good, I don't know, even throwing dinners for people. Maybe my thing is community. And nowadays, can I organize a WhatsApp group? It's like you have to modernize and see how it show up right now. But our childhood say a lot of hints about what we like. Because when you're a kid, you don't overthink it. You just go with the flow and what you want to do. And if there's not a place where you remember, you want to tap in, you just start. You go watch a game first, and then you go try golf. Try things that you never done. Go play tennis and see, do I like it or not? Am I actually naturally good at it?
Okay. Yeah, that reminds me of one of my previous guests. Her name was Coach Kennedy. Sarah, her name is Sarah, but she's known as Coach Kennedy by her title. She said, find your inner child.
Yeah.
So basically, you are saying the same thing, and I think
Yeah.
it is very important. So I wanted to reinforce that. So, what kind of people are normally coming to you for help? What are the main, let's say, demography that come to you and seek help for the coaching and self discovery?
So it really varies. It's so hard to say because I literally people that are in their 20s and there are people that are in the late 60s. I have
Ah,
all this range of people, and most of the time it's people that want to dig deeper and then just want to learn more about themselves, about others that are in this place where they either are feeling quote unquote stuck on something and they don't understand what's going on, and they need guidance moving through their path, or there are people that are just curious about this world and they want to make more income or grow their work, but in alignment with joy, with more life.
mhm.
People that have been pivoting, people that went to a breakup, a divorce. So there's literally people from every story with every kind of life. I would say that one thing that is common is usually people they just have a breakthrough, an
Mm.
awakening, or a breakdown. So which is the same thing.
Please come again. This was, I missed it. Breakthrough or breakdown?
Yes.
Okay,
So, which is the
okay.
same thing, it's still an
Yeah,
awakening. But after usually this experience, they kind of feel lost with their identity and they need to see, okay, who am I now? And how can I
yeah.
rebuild in a way that is more aligned with who I am right now?
Yes, sometimes also people get bored in doing what they're doing. As I was telling you before the podcast, my own personal journey till 2000, from 2005 till 15, I used to be world traveler. Every week I used to go to a new place and deliver technical trainings about this telecommunication technologies, 4G, 5G, etc. But in 2015 I decided to settle down. So what the task which I was really enjoying after a certain time became like so boring for me. I would not say boring, I was still having fun, but it became like very routine. And then I signed up for a new challenge and settled here. And since then I'm working here in this one. Great. Excellent. So here, when I was doing some research about you, I increased my vocabulary. I learned some new words. So I would want you to please put some more meaning to them, like human design readings. What does it mean? Human design readings. This
Yes.
is one of the specialty that you offer. Yeah. So I wanted to know more about that.
Yes, so human design is a system that I use in my work with my clients, in my teaching, and it's a system that is quote unquote modern. It pulled from very ancient teachings, which is astrology, the Kabbalah, and it put all this ancient wisdom together, but more in a modern way. And it actually tell you your energy blueprint. So how, as different humans, different beings, we are meant to come here and use our energy to create, to work, to be in relationship, and to expand. And so by knowing more about that, about what's the best use for our energy, we can learn and really accept things about ourselves. And I give you a practical example. My profile is a projector, and projectors are here to guide, to go very deep in things, but not most likely to do much in the physical or work art, if that makes sense. And so for us, it's very aligned to schedule rest in our week. And I was feeling that I was behind because I needed all this time to rest, but when I started to actually embrace this part of me and schedule rest during the days, rest during the week, first of all, I have more balance in my life, but also I'm able to receive deeper guidance for myself and I can share for other people. And so it really helped me live my life in a way that is more effortless and more staying in my zone of genius.
Very good. Yes, this is a completely different science from my background and from my education. So I don't even have in a friend circle anybody talking this. Also in my culture, I come from India. Generally, people say that men don't open up. There will be a lot going on in them. They would not show. All is well. They will put a happy face, smiling face, but they will keep on, internally
Yeah.
burning out. I think in your profession, have you encountered the same? Is this same when you meet, especially the gents, not the female, the males? Did you
Yeah.
encounter anything like that?
Yes, and especially when I was working in entertainment, most of my clients were male, literally
Mhm.
90% of them. However, I would say that this internalization of feeling, this not opening up, is shredding more and more. People are opening up more and more. The practice of yoga is huge in India, for example, and you guys are
Yes.
master at it. And meditation is mainstream now because it's needed to have a balanced life. And also, if we look at the systems and how society now is shifting towards this masculine-led way of being, so doing more. Now, even with AI, there is more like the doing is going to be done by AI. So it's for us to go in and really see, okay, what are our ideas? What is our originality? What is our inner world want to bring up? Because that's something that AI doesn't have, the connection to source, to God. And that's what we can still offer for lifetimes. And the doing is going to always be more and more given to the robots and all these things.
Yes.
So I feel there is naturally a shift towards opening up and sharing what's inside of us. And I feel even for artists, if you look at writers, artists, singers, what they tell us, how they create the art with their pain, with what they have inside, right?
Yes.
And so being in touch with that pain is what helped them create a beautiful healing art for the collective.
About this Native American shamanic journey, this is also new for me. So I would like to please know more about. Already you mentioned in your conversation, but I would like to know more about that one also. What is it all about?
Yeah, so the shamanic people were part of the indigenous tribes, right? Were the healers in the community, were the bridge between the spiritual and the physical, were the messenger, the people that were helping the collective, the society, the village to heal and to understand what was coming, if there was a flood coming, if there was an illness, how to heal it, and how that was, where that was coming from. So the root of it. There was something that was karmic, that was coming from the bloodline, and how to solve it. And so for us nowadays, it's the same thing. When we are called to work with as shamans, as healers, we are really listening and surrendering and really leaning into our intuition in seeing and trying to decode what really is in front of us on a deep root level. Not what is it, the symptoms, the illness, the discomfort, the imbalance. It's just the byproduct of something that at the root has been not balanced. And so we try to go there and really remove it from there instead of trying to fix it with medicine or things that can only make you cope with things.
Okay. And now one question which is interesting and also scary. I mean, I get scared when I think about it. You also have some experience with past life regression?
Yes, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I find this topic also interesting, at the same time scary.
It's scary.
It is scary, right?
Yeah, to see your past, you mean?
Yeah, yes, it is. I would think sometimes it could, rather than giving clarity, it could shake up the whole equilibrium. Because I've read that the patients who are with the healer and they go into the past life regression and they start speaking language which they don't speak. This kind of things. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it can definitely happen. A lot of messages can come true, and then you can remember languages from previous lifetimes that now you don't use anymore and not use anymore. So, native indigenous languages or things that you were using in other reincarnations. So, there is also a belief that you need to have in past life or reincarnation. I know in a lot of Hindu tradition is very normal. Buddhist traditions, in many religion is we talk about reincarnations, and so that's a way for us to show us how eternal is our spirit and how many experience we had before this actual one.
yes, I was reading one book, Many Masters, Many Lives.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, incredible of that book. Yeah,
I felt like I am with that doctor. I think John Gray, the author is called John Gray. I was really feeling that I am that Stephanie or Jennifer or whoever he was trying to heal. It was scary. I must say, I was sitting on a plane when I was reading that, and I did not leave. Even while eating, I did not leave that book down. When I reached my final destination in the taxi, also I was reading. I could not put that book down. I could finish it. It was such a beautiful. And now, in the easy way, there is also audiobook available for that, for the people who are very busy and very nowadays. Everybody wants quick. So but certainly the audiobook doesn't have that impact. And what I really liked was that it matches with the Hindu philosophy, what was written over there, because pretty much that we have been listening since our childhood. Me as a Hindu boy born in India, this is exactly what was in that book. So it was very good. So again, keeping it very simple, because I want this podcast to be helpful for the people.
Yeah.
So here, as I said, most of my listeners are corporate employees.
Yeah.
Some are at junior level, some are at mid-managerial level, some are at senior management level. But everybody is having his own problems.
Yeah.
So how same any other advice you would like to give them? People having corporate lives, adding more value to their life, add more purpose to their life.
Yeah. Release stress, breathe.
Very good. No, it's very helpful. Okay.
Sit in meditation, relax. Because really, stress is the root cause of every illness, or at least most of them. And it's literally something that we need to realize and start to work hard to get rid of it, if anything, And but no, seriously, it's important to lean into your breath. The most important thing that we have is breathing. And we are not taught how to breathe properly. We go to breathwork class. We go now to learn how to meditate, how to breathe. And without breathing, there is nothing that we can do, right? And so that's something that I would recommend to everybody, to learn how to listen to their breath and really acknowledge it. Like, I am breathing now. And how am I breathing? Is this shallow? Is this deep? Where that come from? Why am I even skipping? Listening to my breath. And I feel when you start to really feel the sensitivity and be mindful about those things, automatically you are mindful about many other things that you were noticing before. And that's, I think, is coming back into your body.
I think it's a very good advice. This is a very important takeaway. Anybody can take it. I'll tell you my personal experience. Okay, I want to do yoga, but I have not done yoga in my life. So, but I want to soon start. I was watching one TV show where the guest was a very famous Indian yoga teacher. She's also a film star. Her name is Shilpa Shetty. Very pretty and very successful lady. So she started teaching one pose, one asana to the host of the talk show. That's called Vrikshasana. Vrikshasana means Vriksh means tree. I was like always shaky and balanced, and I was imbalanced. Then this lady, the teacher, the yoga instructor, she said, just look at the wall, just look at one thing at the wall, maybe a clock or anything. And believe me, within 3 seconds, the same guy with the same weight, same physical strength, I was able to stable, maybe not only 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So anybody watching this episode, I would ask them to just Google what is Vrikshasana and try to stand like a tree with one leg.
And with the focus point.
Yeah, once without focus point and once with focus point.
Yeah.
So this is the beauty of having a guru, because such a simple advice, within 1 minute,
you can change your
things
whole
can
life.
change.
Absolutely.
Right? Yes.
And I love it because you really remind me about the power of miracles and how, we think it's not real, but think about even just giving birth. Isn't that a miracle? There wasn't a baby, and now after 9 months there is a baby. How?
It has a mini kidney. You know the magnets that people put it with the girls have the small kitchen, small mini Coca-Cola, small chocolates. Yeah. So babies are like that. I mean, they have a mini kidney, mini liver, mini everything, and how it is growing with the age.
That's the miracle. That's why it's like really believing that if you are in a place in your life that you think, oh my gosh, this doesn't even feel like my life, you can literally change it whenever you want. It's just a decision, honestly. It might take years to make the decision that is going to build the strength and the depth to make the decision, but the decision sometimes is instant.
Yes. I would also ask, let's say everybody who is working in a corporate job, at some point he hates it, no matter how many zeros are there in the salary. At one point, everybody says that I don't like this job. Somebody says, let us change the job. Somebody says, let us start up my own business or something. Everybody says that. I mean, yes, everybody says that. But the problem is, not everybody does that.
Yeah.
They say, they sleep over it, they gossip about it, and then the next morning, same grind. So then I was always curious, what is that signal, what is that symptom which says that no, I can't have it anymore. Let's change it. Like, for example, you had a calling, the kind of life that you gave up, and you came to a simple, I would say this is a very simple life. I can call your life in few words: monk who sold his Ferrari.
I love that book too. That's a great
Right?
book. I love that
Robin,
book. You
Robin
read all the
Sharma.
good books.
Books. I read
Yeah,
few
but they're
books.
very good.
They're good, yeah. Because I don't have time. So what I do, and also I will tell everybody, my audience, have an active subscription of Blinkist.
Yes,
Blink,
you can.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. You can give you a summary of the book. It's really amazing.
Right. And also going one more step beyond that, when I'm sharing my experience, I bought this subscription for Blinkist. I found the recommendation from them. For example, Atomic Habit, Psychology of Money,
Yeah.
right? These kind of books, mostly self-help books.
Yes.
So normally I listen to them when I'm traveling to work. And normally one book is around 20 minutes, 22 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. But it's not good. I would advise everybody, don't do that, maybe to make a foundation, just a foundation. But then come back, listen to the same book with words on laptop or iPad or whatever. I mean, install that same app on the laptop, because now when you listen and then you read, the impact is much more bigger. So that's my
Yes.
advice to people who have very busy life. They
Yeah.
don't have time to read the books,
Yeah.
but they want to read the books.
Yeah.
So this is my personal. I think we went
Yes.
off topic a little
No,
bit.
it's beautiful because I think it's important. I also start to listen more podcasts and more audiobooks when I was driving, because the hours of drive I could really put in a lot of good informations, and so it's
Yes,
very
it could be a
important.
big wastage of time, and especially if the
Yeah.
traffic is high, it could start building the stress. On one
Yes.
side, you are coming back from work. Okay, in the morning, you are going to the work with a very high expectation and a very big
Exactly.
to-do list. So at that time, this traffic could give you stress before even entering the office. Evening, when you're coming back, you are bringing negative energy. So if you can use this travel time in a positive way, I think it's very good. It's
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And this
And
Blinkist
this
is a very good app.
absolutely, I love it. I used to use it so much,
Yes,
so I
great.
really love it. Sorry, coming to your question, because you asked me what was the decision for me, right, to
Yeah.
quote unquote leave what I had to make this choice. For me, it was the not be able to accept anymore that I had to be most of my day in a place that I didn't like. I just realized that we had this conversation before. We can die anytime, right? Nothing is guaranteed. We don't know when is our time, and so it can be today, now, tomorrow, in few years, and so all I have is this, the time right now. So I really wanted to make sure that I was getting the most out of this experience, because I also don't know what is going to be next. No matter how much you believe in reincarnation, we don't know. So I really wanted to maximize my time here and see, okay, what actually make me happy, and so I can make other people happy.
Very good. I think I have asked you plenty of questions. Anything you would like to share from your side that you think is because I did research about you, but it was such a short time and your journey is very vast. 40 countries, setting up agencies in US, UK, Paris, leaving all that, traveling the world in the search of. Okay, maybe more about yoga. What's your view from yoga from an outsider? Because we are Indian, we don't do yoga much. There are very few. I would say one. I think the common way of for a normal Indian people, common definition of fitness is walking. Some of them maybe a little bit of physical fitness in gym, but yoga is now growing because our current prime minister is a big advocate of that, and he declared one yoga day also, and is so now it's spreading, but still it's not that widespread as I think the as it looks from outside. And also I would like to clear out many things for people who don't do yoga. They think that it's all about flexibility, putting your
Yeah.
legs,
No.
putting your leg behind your neck and doing this and that.
Position.
No, yeah, it's not
No,
about that.
no.
Yoga is very mental.
Yeah.
It's connecting with your inner self and finding your equilibrium, and it has very big mental say aspect rather than physical one, the one which is
Yes.
yeah, Because if you're a good yoga teacher or a medium yoga teacher or a beginner yoga teacher, people will think by the kind of flexibility you can have. you know.
Yeah.
So, what's your view about yoga, and what's your personal experience about that?
So yoga means one, right? Unity, oneness with everything, and connection with everything. And so for me, I brought it in my life as, again, a concept of ease and bringing harmony between myself, inside myself, and with everything else outside of myself. And I think, as you say, you start to do yoga when you start to bring more ease in your life. You start to make it so hard for yourself. You start to cage yourself. You start to buy more things that later you have to clean, or you have to, the more you add, the more you need. And this can be animals, anything you add to your life. You need to have the ability to take care of it. And so it's beautiful to have more, to add more, but you also need to see and be honest, I actually have the capacity for all these things. And can I first be in harmony with myself, so then can I add in a way that is aligned for me? I think that's something very important to see before we continue buy, and then that buying make us want to do more, to make more money, to buy more. It's never going to be enough. As humans, we are meant to expand, so we always want to know more, see more, experience more, have more. That is never going to stop. Never.
Yeah.
There is always going to be the person that made the 8, 9 figure, 11 figure, whatever figure now there are in the world, trillion or wherever. So that's a game that you already lost. There is always going to be the greener green next to you. So how can you literally be grateful for what you have and really see what else is there beside this competition that I have with others?
Exactly. This is good. Yeah, money can never be enough. And
Never.
especially, I live in a country where now there are some places of entertainment. So in the evening, if we want to get together and move out with our friends to have, now there are some recently developed entertainment opportunities. But a couple of years back, the only two sources of entertainment we had was restaurants and the malls. And when I came to Saudi Arabia in the beginning, it was okay. I kept on doing that. Maybe 2 times in a week I used to go to the malls. But then I realized after 1 or 2 years that what am I doing there? I am a simple guy. I have a couple of shirts, couple of pants, couple of jackets, and that's all I need. Maybe 2, 3 shoes, handbags. Sorry, thank God we don't need the gems. So
You're lucky.
yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah. So now, even if there's a sale, I don't care. So in my wardrobe, I have 3 types of clothes, 3 piles of clothes, I would say: winter clothes, summer clothes, and the clothes which I will wear when I lose weight. The third pile is getting, yes. So basically, I also adopted a life of minimalist now.
Yeah,
I'm very
simplicity.
satisfied. Very, yeah. If I need something, I would buy it. I don't care then if it's in my range. I would not consider it expensive, but I should have a need for it. I should be able to define the need for it. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't say it's not, because I feel everything is beautiful to have it for us, designer bags and a nice car. I love all these things. Again, I think we need to notice, is that trying to fill a hole inside of me? Am I buying this to, for where is that coming from? And I think when you really feel fulfilled, there is very little thing you actually really want. And when you want them, you really enjoy them, and it's okay and it's enough.
Right.
So, yes, because I don't want to say I love nice things, and I think we should, be able to give it to ourselves.
Exactly. Especially if you are earning well, we might be the medium.
Yeah.
Through us, the money going to somebody. Because now, when I was a student, I was also always looking for free software to edit the videos and free this and free that. But now, if I'm already earning my money from my knowledge and my technology, then my services that I'm offering, if somebody comes to give me some more information, I would be very happy to pay, because it's my moral obligation to pay. I should not always look for free course, and if we can afford it, we should do it, because somebody's business. It's somebody's business.
Yes.
And this way we are supporting the economy. No?
Yes, and it's the energies change. It's the energies change when you really receive things only when you're able to give it. When they say the more you pay attention, it's true.
Yes, true. Yes. Okay. I think that's all what I had to ask from you. Thank you very much for your
Thank
precious
you.
time. And I'll just ask you, what is the most preferred way if anybody wants to connect with you?
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, email, what do you prefer?
So for me, any platform is fine. I mean, all the major platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as Minerva Healing. You can also find all my news, my free offering, my paid offering at Minerva Healing, at Linktree Minerva Healing / Minerva Healing. And yes, there you can see more things also about myself, my story. As I say, I go very in depth about it, so you can see if you can relate. And in general, I love to meet people, to have conversation like that, and to help and support. So yes, I would love to connect and interact for as much people as possible that can relate to this.
Great, great. I will put the link to the social media handles. Thank you. And my personal reading about you, you are a person with a lot of mystery. When nobody does not, when nobody knows about you, when somebody, at least when I first see you, I know that this lady has a lot of stories.
But I put it out there. You see, if you go on my website, I wrote
Yeah,
all I can. So I try to
yeah.
copy this. I try to share.
Yes, it's very good. I mean, you went through all the phases, and really, I liked
Yeah,
it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
absolutely. Thank
So it was pleasure meeting you. Thank you, nice,
A
and have a nice
pleasure.
day. And thank you for
You too.
joining us.